During the declaration step, the JVM, which is the Java engine, instructs the operating system to allocate storage space or create a variable. But to do so, we need to tell the JVM what type of data this variable is allowed to store, what name should be given to this variable that can be used to reference this variable and access its contents or value later, and what initial value should be stored in this variable at the time of creation. We call this named storage space a variable because its contents are not fixed and we can later change the value. And because the value of a variable can vary, hence the name variable. We define what type of data this variable is allowed to store by specifying a data type. The data type tells the JVM that we can only store a certain type of data in this variable. For example, if the data type is integer, we can only store integer numbers. If we try to store anything apart from the integer, the system will flag an error. Next, we specify a name for this variable, which is used to reference this storage location and access its contents. Java lays certain rules for defining the variable name that we will explore in our programming sessions. And then we put an assignment operator or equal sign followed by an initialization value that will be stored in the variable at the time of creation. In certain conditions, Java provides a default value to the variable. If we don't provide one, we will see that in some time. And finally, we end the declaration statement with a semicolon. In fact, every Java statement must end with a semicolon. And here is an example of what a typical declaration statement looks like. Just like the keyword int here represents an integer data type that allows only integer values to be stored in a variable, Java provides several different data types. For example, decimal numbers or floating point data for storing fractional values like 9.8, 13.6, etc. Or text or alphanumeric data for storing textual information, and Boolean data types for storing true or false. The Boolean data types come handy when solving for logical expressions that are used in conditional statements. If the result is true, the program executes one set of statements, and if it's false, then the program executes another set of statements. Apart from these types of data, Java also provides some complex data types. But don't worry, we will look at all the data types in detail in the next lecture. I think it would be better if we see it in action. Let's declare a variable and output its contents.